story was hot the last couple of weeks was the one vote difference in the Camdenton School Board election on April 8th,
Yeah.
right? Well, Tuesday of this week, it was slated to have a school board meeting, and on the agenda was to certify the April 8th election results. Well, there was still a petition in place to have a recount for that election without a judge ruling, and so that was supposed to take place Tuesday at noon as far as Judge Aaron Coppin was going to hear the petition for a recount. We don't know because we record, of course, on Tuesdays, but from my understanding, Judge Coppin is going to say whether or not there will be a recount and whether the petition is approved or accepted, where it will take place, whether it'll be a hard count or an electronic count or however it'll go down, and then who will be privy or part of that process. And so we should have that information later Tuesday. If you check out on Facebook, we'll have an update there. I did check with Dr. Sean Kirksey, and he said, yeah, they were waiting for legal confirmation, but whether or not they had heard back, they thought that reorganization of the board members should be tabled while the recount proceedings continued, and that was in talking to him Monday. So sounds like everybody's on the same page here, and there's no animosity, right, between the school board members, Debbie Wright, and of course, Eric Walters, who were within one vote of each other. There's no animosity between those.
Doesn't sound like it, no.
Two, I think they want precedent for fair elections, and what I found strange was there is no precedent in place. When you have an election this close, 0.04%, a recount is not automatic.
Yeah.
Like the person that was within one vote would have to make all of these steps as Debbie Wright has had to take. So it's kind of interesting that there's not something in place that would automatically call for a recount.
Yeah, and apparently it's not an easy process because Debbie Wright was saying, she says the process to get the recount was weighed down by legal confusion, lack of guidance, and pushback from the county clerk's office. I mean, like you said, you would think it would be just an automatic thing, but apparently for her it was really tough. And she had to resubmit her first petition because she apparently didn't do it right, and the county clerk's office wouldn't help, supposedly because they didn't want to look like they were showing favoritism. So she had to figure out ways on her own with her friends how to do this right. Apparently she's got it done right now, but it doesn't look like it was easy.
No, and I talked with Debbie Wright over the weekend, and she's kept me posted, and she's really a neat lady. She doesn't care as far as, I don't feel like if I lose this election fairly that I want to fight that. She goes, I was ready to take a vacation. She said, but I owed it to the people that voted for me, 887, just to do this right. She goes, and when lose or draw, she goes, I think so many people in Camden County just want to know that things are done right moving forward. And I was really encouraged. She posted on Facebook for all Lake area friends that have asked about the status of the recount. She talked about that it turns out asking for a recount is much more involved and frustrating than it sounds, as you alluded to, but kind of wild. I guess you said, maybe they didn't want to show favoritism, but in a process like that, who else do you go to? I mean, you have to hire a lawyer?
Yeah, I think they did, actually. She said, I got help from a friend who knew a lawyer to help me get all this done. So, I mean, that's pretty sad.
Right, that's wild. That is kind of politics, though, in a nutshell, that, you want to serve, you stick your neck out there, and you're fine with the results, right? But people say, no, you really need to challenge this. Should have already been challenged, or there should have been something in place, you would think. And that's just my opinion, but we'll keep you posted again. We didn't know the results or how the recount was going to take place, but if you check out our Facebook page, I'm sure we have an update by the time you see this.